my YouTube live stream where I'm telling you all things about grants. I'm Superior Shelby, a 71% successful grant writer, and I've been winning grants for 10 years. My most recent win was a 100K grant for one of my clients. I have it posted as a short, and I know a lot of you guys are starting to come to my channel, subscribe, and learn more about these free money opportunities that you can get to start a business or scale the business you currently have. So welcome in. I'm teaching you everything that you need to know in this live stream about how to search and apply to grants. I also have a dedicated playlist called Grant Masterclass, step by step to grants. So you can go to my YouTube channel, the actual page, and you can start watching there. Each video is about 6 to 10 minutes, direct information. If you don't want to watch this like 1 hour live stream, you can go there and get all the information you need. Same thing I'm going to say in here. Same thing I said in those quick videos, okay? Also, I'm going to search for some grants and stuff. So we're going to do that. And we're just gonna have a kumbaya, right? When I come on live, I like to make sure that we are being real in this space, and this is also a safe space where we are being vulnerable enough to share the reasons for why we're not making any progress in our business. Okay, so I'm also a business coach, right? I don't really like to say business coach, but I'm like a business bestie. And in my consultations, one-on-one consultations, I have a lot of people that are very open to telling me, about the reasons for why they're not moving forward and things like that. Okay, so let's get down to it. So before I get into new grants and stuff, how are y'all doing? Hey, Brandon, thanks so much for joining us. Go ahead and like this live stream so the YouTube algorithm can push it out to everybody who is searching for funding for their business and all that good stuff. Okay, so make sure you like the live stream, share it out to your friends, because we're going to deep dive into some really good information today. So grants. Grants is debt-free money that you can get. All right. So grants, it's free money that you can get from another business. Y'all make sure y'all like the live stream so you can get it from another business. You can get it from like Amazon, DoorDash, Uber Eats. Walmart gives out grants. Gucci gives out grants, right? And then you can also get this debt-free money from, make sure my mic is on. Yeah. You can also get this debt-free money from like other nonprofit organizations that help startups and small business owners, like Hello Skip, Hello Alice, the Fearless Fund. You got some other investment groups, small investment groups that give out grants. And also your state and local government. So you might be in a metropolitan city like New York City, Miami, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Los Angeles, California, Phoenix, Arizona. You might be in one of those really big cities, Chicago, where they actually give out grants specifically for startups and small business owners. So a grant will never go out of business, okay? No matter what's going on federally, politically, or like in the banking world, it will never go out, simply because there's always going to be some top dogs, like the people who are top in the industry that you're getting into. They're going to always put their income together in a pot and give out grant funding because it helps them on the back end with taxes. Okay, so imagine being a big company, billion-dollar, hundreds of million-dollar annual revenue generating annually, big company like Apple, right? Or like Nike or something like that. And you have to pay your taxes. Well, your taxes that you will owe will be crazy. So if you give out charitable gifts and rewards like grants to other startups and small business owners and nonprofits, then it will help you out with grants. Okay. It will help you out with your taxes, and it will actually lower your tax bill. So that's why grants will never go out of business, no matter what's going on politically. All right. We don't really have political conversations on this channel, but I wanted to reassure you that you will always be able to access this type of funding. Grants are totally different from loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. And one thing I also like about grants is that there will always be a grant opportunity for all reasons, whether you are a for-profit business, a nonprofit business, or if you need grants for your own personal reasons. Getting rental assistance, WIC assistance, Title 20, and all of those other like personal assistances that you can get from the government, or some people call it government welfare, that's actually called personal grants in the grant world. Then you also have small business grants. So these are grants that you can get from like Verizon, like I said, Amazon, or other big companies and other state and local governments, where they are specifically giving out grants for a business mission. So that means it can, no matter what type of business that you are starting, you can get a grant for that business. Now, it'll be different if you're getting a business, let's say, to start in real estate, And if you're trying to like get into auto, like, start like your own auto sales type of business, that's a totally different thing. Reason why auto sales and real estate are two market sectors that you won't find grants in is simply because those are the type of business markets that you actually have to pay to play. What I mean by that is most people take out a loan or they borrow on their assets or they have assets to sell so that way they can start investing into those high earning markets. So you got to play the game fair when you get into real estate. Now, depending on what your business mission is, let's say you want to open up container homes to help the homeless and to help with the domestic violence individuals or to help shelter those, immigrants or whatever have you, then yes, your mission is very community driven. So yes, you can get a grant for that. And you can use some of that grant money to buy the container homes or to invest into like the land that you want to buy to have your container homes on. Okay. So there is a key way that you deliver your business mission and what you plan to do to the grantors, which is the people that's giving out the money. There's a certain way that you answer these questions on your grant applications to really give you a juicy, detailed storyline, and that shows some sort of proof of concept that will allow you to increase your chances of approvals. I've been winning grants for 10 years, so I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. For those of you who are just coming in, we're talking about grant funding. This is some real stuff. I just won my client 100K through Goldman Sachs. He got 3 grants that I won for him in April, and we are in May, so that was just like less than 30 days ago. I posted the shorts about it, and I wanted us to have a real conversation also about why most startups and small business owners are not going for these opportunities. So if you guys will please like the live so the algorithm can push out this content to the right people that are looking for this type of information. All right, so also with grants, no credit checks. All right, there's no credit checks. There's no personal information needed, like your date of birth, your social security number, or your ID. And that's really good because that reassures you that your personal information won't be at any type of cyber breach. A lot of people are going for loans, lines of credit, and credit cards because you think it's easy funding to get, but you're also putting your personal information at risk. Now, if you just one of the ones that's just like, I don't care, they've been watching me anyway, then if you have that type of mindset, go ahead, do your thing. Okay. I'm not even going to try to change your entire mindset on that. It's experience that's the best teacher. You just gonna have to go through your own experience and may God be with you. But for those of you who are willing to put in the necessary time and efforts to develop your creative writing skills, to apply to this free money that these grantors are giving out, which is really a thing. This is not a scam. This is not a fraud. This is like a real life thing. Then there's a couple of things that you need to have before you decide to go for these types of grant opportunities. Okay. All right, so for one, I always say you should have what's called a business plan. The reason why, and a lot of people who are in the business world and startup worlds, I don't know why they're telling you this, or I think it's like bank tellers that are telling you that you don't need to have a business plan, or other business coaches that's telling you you don't need to have a business plan. But let me explain to you why having a business plan will properly put you in the right position for funding. Okay. Okay, for one, having a business plan can serve as an answer key when you are applying to grants. Grant applications ask certain questions, but beyond the questions of like, what's your business name, start date, things like that, that's a general application. But then there's a certain part in each grant and most grant applications where they dive deeper into your business mission and idea and what the problem is and how you're solving it and who's your target audience and what makes you so different from your competitors. Yeah. So they will ask questions based on those things that I just said. So they might ask you a question like, tell us a time where you were able to show grit and determination through your business adversities. That's another way for saying, tell us a time where you went through when life was lifing, but you still persevered and you still got to, reaching your business goals, no matter what was going on personally in your life or what was going on in your business development journey. That's a storyline that you got to learn how you have to be creative and put it together and make sure that the reader clearly identifies and understands the hardship you went through and how you were able to persevere. Having your business plan will be able to add on your identities. You can explain to them, like, in our, you don't even have to say in our business plan, one of our weaknesses, and this should be in your business plan, one of our weaknesses is when is a time when we went through this, and then you just go on through the story. But the opportunity was, we took this opportunity through our adversity, through our weakness, that's also a threat to us, but we still persevered and we were able to meet our business goals. What I just went over just now was your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, which is called a SWOT, or a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis is an analysis that you need to have inside of your business plan. So when you are having a challenge when answering some of these questions on the grant applications, and if you are lacking in creative writing, then that's when you hire a grant writer to make sure that they are taking on the opportunities and applying for the opportunities for you. When you hire a grant writer, we get paid up front. We don't get paid on the back end. As certified, United States certified grant writers, we cannot take a percentage or a piece out of your award. That's against our code of ethics. So when you are hiring a grant writer, you're paying us up front so you can save time, efforts in searching and applying for the grant. And also you're paying us for our creative writing skills. That's why we have to have a consultation before we search and apply to grants, so we can understand what your business storyline is. So we can understand what your business mission is, because we have to act like we are a part of your business. So it's important for you to understand what it's like when you are hiring a grant writer. And if you're not interested in grants, then I totally understand. If you are looking for a quick turnaround time, something quick and easy, there are some grants where you can actually get a quick turnaround time, or you can get approved really soon, but it depends on that grant timeline. Each grant that you apply to has their own timeline. I'm going to show you the $100,000 grant from, let me see. A matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and find a grant that's for everybody. Let's take a look at one. I'm going to find one on my grant list. And let me see. Grant list, May. And we're going to go over this grant. I'm going to show you. All right, so let me see. Will this be a good one? And any questions that you might have, go ahead and drop it in the chat, because I want to make sure that I answer any questions that you all might have about grants and stuff. Okay, this will be a good one too. Good afternoon for you guys. Okay, I'm bringing up this grant. Okay, so okay. So let me go ahead and turn my camera so you all can see this grant. All right, so this is called the Start Pivot Grow grant. I've talked about this grant a lot of times on my YouTube channel, and we are in Q2, or this is their Q2 grant. Okay, it says we're now accepting applications for the second quarter. If you want to apply, you can visit startpivotgrow.com. You can apply to this grant if you meet the qualifications. When you first find a grant using those tools, in my recent, I have a whole entire playlist. Let me show y'all on my recent playlist. Hold on. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so here's my channel. If you go to my playlist, click on playlist, you'll see Grant Masterclass, your step-by-step guide to free funding. Okay, in here, I have 5 videos. They're about 6 to 10 minutes each, and they tell you everything you need to know. The websites that I use to find these types of grants, to create my own grant list like this. And they also tell you, what you need to have before you search and apply to grants. This entire masterclass is a full masterclass, and it's a couple of, let me see, it's a couple of, yeah, so, and it's a couple of different videos here. Okay, so this is the main video, Start Your Business with a Grant, Watch Now to Learn. This video right here is the main video that will give you the websites that I've used, win a grant for a startup using these 4 business items, which is all of the information that you need to know, like what you need to have before you actually apply to a grant. And then win a grant using this grant proposal. This is talking about grant proposals and business plans, all that good stuff. How to win a grant for your startup. So this is telling you the different ways that you can actually increase your chances of approvals. Each video, okay, this video is just the intro video, but each video on this playlist is literally giving you a full grant masterclass, everything that you need to know about how to search and apply to grants. Okay. So you can visit the grant masterclass that's actually um on my on my thing, on my channel. Sorry. If you go to my channel, it's on my channel and it's up under playlist. Okay. All right. So when you use those tools in that grant masterclass playlist, then you'll find grants like this. Now, when you find a grant, it's very important that you dive deep into the grant. You actually read. Most small business owners and startups don't apply to these grants, and they don't simply go for them, all because they don't read to comprehend, right? You will read this information and you'll be like, okay, I'll come back to it, and never get to it, and the deadline date will pass and you'll be like, well, I missed that opportunity. And then a lot of times what happens is you actually get discouraged with going for this free money, and you start telling yourself that, oh, it's a scam, I don't want to go for it, I don't have time for it, that's not the type of funding I want to go for, I want to go for loans, I need something quick, I don't have time to go for grants. When really you actually not giving yourself the chance at winning one of these opportunities. And 2, you're simply not prioritizing going for this free money. People who win these type of grants, and how I win these grants for my clients, we put it in our daily routines to apply to at least 1 grant a day. If you can give them people 40 hours a week at your job, you can give yourself not even 30 minutes a day to apply to 1 grant, even if it's on your lunch break. You have to prioritize your business. All right, so this grant, they're giving out $2,500. Okay, it's a micro grant. And the grant usage, you can use it for commercial rent, inventory, software, marketing, bookkeeping, utilities, all that good stuff. You have to be in business at least 2 years, annual revenue of $50,000 or more, and have 1 to 2 employees, including the owner. And then here is the direct application itself. Okay. Their main question, I said, in most cases, they're going to ask you a question besides the general questions: first, last name, legal company name, email, contact number, your title, full business address, EIN, or TIN number, business website, right? Then they're going to ask you, please describe in full how you intend to use the $2,500 grant if awarded. Break down your proposed use of the funds and how this will impact your business. Creative writing skills is what's needed. They want you to tell your story. They want you to tell your story, okay? If you also, I want to get to the part where it tells you, like, okay, we're now accepting applications for the second quarter of this, blah, blah, blah. On the first page, usually on the first page, it tells you, oh, yeah. Oh, and he even give you, let me show y'all this. Okay, so this is the application. If you scroll down, it says application notes. We disperse 1 grant each quarter with a rolling application deadline. Rolling application deadline, which means at usually that last month of that quarter on the 31st, that's when they are going to announce the winner. Meaning we accept applications year round. Next announcement will be held on March 31st, 2025 on Instagram at Start Pivot Grow. Now they are doing this quarterly. We're in the 3rd quarter. The 3rd quarter, I believe it ends July 31st. So they most likely are going to update this. So understand that this is on a rolling basis. Okay. Boom. I think, yeah, July 31st or August 31st, one of the two. Okay. Now, provide accurate contact details to demonstrate the need for the eligible use of funds. Open to U.S.-based and for-profit businesses only. Incomplete or multiple applications will be voided. Only submit 1 application. Multiple submissions will be voided. Confirmations will not be sent due to high volume. It's important that you read to comprehend before you decide to apply to the grant, because if you did not understand what this just said, this does not mean that the deadline date was March 31st. It actually says with a rolling application deadline. We disperse 1 grant each quarter. There's 4 quarters in a year. The second quarter was over March 31st. March, April, May, June, July. July 31st, that's the end of quarter 3. August, September, October, November, December. So starting around August or so, end of August, September, that's when we're going into quarter 4. You can visit their Instagram at Star Pivot Grow. That's when they announce the winners. And you have proof that they actually gave money out to their past winners. They picked 3 winners. Candles and Soap, Los Palmas, Candles and Soap, Be Polished Beauty Supply, and Mosswood Events. If these people are applying to grants like this, why aren't you? They're thinking they're sponsors, UPS Foundation, the Dallas College Foundation, Wells Fargo. And you can go to these people Instagram and see if they actually, you know what I mean, like what they did with the money, things like that, and just reassure yourself that everything was all like they actually reinvested that money into their business. In most cases, when you go to their websites or when you go to their social media, you can see a difference in their branding, you can see a difference in them posting, you can see so much of a difference in what they're doing. Most startups and small business owners do not win these grants or even simply sit down and apply to them because you don't read to comprehend. It's very important that you read to comprehend. It's very important that you read everything on that page. And also, you take note of what the deadline date is and you make sure you go back, even if you have to put an alarm on your phone to remind you on the day of, on the deadline date, on the announcement date when they are going to announce the winner, to check your email or to check their social media account. You have to stay up on top of this. And in most cases, people are not going for these grant opportunities because you don't want to take accountability for this. But it's free money. You just allow Be Polish, a beauty supply store, a person that sells candles and soap, and a person who does birthday events and stuff like that. That's no different from the businesses that you guys are always talking about on my YouTube channel when we're on live. So many of you are doing event planning and party rentals. So many of you are doing things like opening up your own hair salon or your own beauty boutique. So many of you are actually selling candles and soaps and body soaps and things like that and skincare. Why not go for these opportunities? Another one, okay, Progressive has driving small business for 2025. All right, so Progressive is helping out. They're dedicating $1 million to 20 deserving businesses with a $50,000 grant. Each grant recipients will also be invited to attend an exclusive 12-week virtual boost camp. It's a coaching program designed to provide small business owners with coaching, connection, and resources to take the next leap forward. This is through Hello Alice. Now, to qualify, your business must be the leading executive for a for-profit business based in the U.S., have 10 or fewer employees, generate less than $5 million a year, demonstrate a clear need for a commercial vehicle to operate and grow your business, and not be an independent contractor whose primary work is in rideshare or food delivery services. If you are a person that wants to own your own trucking business, Progressive Driving Small Business Forward 2025 is an amazing, amazing grant for you. If you are a person who wants to open up a food truck, this $50,000 is really good for you to start putting towards your food truck. Being from Miami and helping my friend develop his food truck and going out to look at food trucks, even myself, because I wanted to get into doing that too, I found some really nice food trucks around 50K, or you can buy them less and you can use some money to, revamp it. If you want a brand new food truck, brand new stoves, everything, it's going to run you 70, 80, 100K. Okay. Based out of Miami. I don't know if you're in Tennessee, it might be different, it might be cheaper. All right. So this is the Progressive Driving Small Business Forward. 50K is what you get. Most, you know how many people want to open up a trucking business? Do you understand how many people want to open up a trucking business right now? You get $50,000 each. They're dedicating $1 million. 20 people, 20 small business owners will get 50K each. You also get a 12-week virtual boost coaching program. And here are the main requirements. Demonstrate a clear need for a commercial vehicle to operate or grow your business. How do you do that? For a full list of eligibility requirements or criteria, please see the terms and conditions, questions, and frequently asked questions. You got to be willing to give yourself a chance. Now, if you want me to apply to, excuse me, a grant like this one, there's so many others that you might qualify for that your business most likely qualifies for. Then I have a $35 offer going on right now where if you purchase my $35 course on how to write a business plan, which you need one, then I will write one grant for you. I will search and apply to one grant for you, and I will submit the application. You will get a screenshot confirmation from me in your email letting you know that I've already completed it. Okay, so any questions? Okay. Okay, and I want to shout out the people who already purchased the course, especially who's purchased the course within the last 24 hours. So shout out to Anaya, Lorray, Yvette, Halima, Marlon, Takesha, Sonia, and Jaquetta. Thank you all for purchasing the $35 course. Please check your emails too because I have already sent you further instructions. Grants is free money that you can get that you don't have to pay back. No credit checks and no personal information needed. I have a $35 offer right now that you can simply sign up for, and I can take off the guesswork and the hard work of you having to think about how to complete these grant applications. Why not have me, a 71% successful grant writer, write the grants for you, or at least write one grant for you for $35? An average grant writer costs about $1,000 just to write 3 grants for you to search and apply to grants. The reasons for why is because you are paying us upfront for our creative writing skills and to save you time and effort to search and find the perfect grant that serves in your favor. If you go to any one of my grant writing constituencies, they most likely are doing some sort of bundle deal that's at least $350 or more. I'm writing a grant for you for $35 so you can get the experience and you could potentially win. Now, while grants are no 100% guarantee, you still have to give yourself the chance at potentially winning because you never know if you will win this grant opportunity. So, like this live stream so that the algorithm can, you know, put this out there to other people who are looking for grant opportunities. And yeah, so it's $35 and I will write one grant for you. All you have to do is purchase the $35 course. The link is in the description below, or you can visit superiorsolutions.etsy.com. It's through Etsy. Describe your blogger financial services. Mm, how do you use Google? Do you use this? Sign up, I will share, agree, and submit. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so any questions about what we went over? Grants is free money that you can get, no credit checks, and no personal information needed at all. You don't have to worry about your personal information being scammed or anything like that. And you also don't have to worry about any credit checks. When you get a credit inquiry on your credit report, that actually lowers your personal credit score. And most of you all are in the process of developing your credit and building your credit so that way you can have open opportunities for more funding, like loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. So why put yourself through that hassle when you can actually go for these grant opportunities or hire a grant writer like myself for just $35 to write one grant for you? And also, that what comes with that is a course that will teach you how to write your own business plan using two really good AI tools. And matter of fact, this is how to write a business plan and a business pitch deck. A business pitch deck, if you don't know what that is the PowerPoint version, so the slideshow version of your actual business plan. It's something that every business needs just in case you get to a point where you want to gain some more funding and you want to be able to gain some investors or go for some higher ticket funding. So you'll be able to sit in a Zoom call and go through the slideshows and explain to them how you are servicing your clients and what makes you so different from your competition. So I'm putting in a description right now. So if you want me, I'm a 71% successful grant writer. I've been writing grants for 10 years. I've been winning grants for 10 years. My most recent grant win, I actually have posted as a short. So you can go through my shorts and you can take a look at that. A lot of you all are coming from that short, and you're learning more about grants. Grants is pretty essentially like an application you will put in. Think about it like going for some sort of business like funding. All right. So a lot of you all are like going for business loans and lines of credit and stuff. It's the first half of the application is like that. And then the second half is asking you like thorough questions about exactly what you would use this money for. So it's very important that you have things like a business plan and a pitch deck and also a 3-minute pitch video. In 2025, we're living in such a serious digital age where it's important for you to have some sort of content posted or showing us a video of exactly what your services and products are so we can be able to shop with you and we can trust you. Even we're living in a time where we are even looking for like the best restaurants to eat, the best pizza to get in the city, to the best ice cream to eat, or to pick up from the store. Amazon finds so the best tools and resources that we can use that will make our entire lives like aesthetically appealing and more effective and efficient. We're finding those tools and those resources and those services and products through TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and through these different reels and short videos that we're watching. So if you know yourself, you are scrolling through and you've definitely bought from like TikTok shop, you've bought from someone's Amazon Vine store, if you bought from, a company off of Instagram, then you yourself as a person that's providing a service and product, you definitely need to have a piece of content, at least a 3-minute video that explains to us what your service and product is about and why we should shop with you. What problem are you solving and how are you solving it? And what makes you the best person to go for? Are you the most affordable in your area? Do you do things more organically or is your product 100% organic? Right? Is it a healthy product? Is it a key essential that we truly would need to enhance our life or to make our process more effective and efficient? Right? So, when you explain those things in a 3-minute video, a pitch deck, which is the PowerPoint version, and also explaining that in your business mission and your business plan, that will help increase your chances of approvals with all funding opportunity, not just like grants. That also goes for loans. If you've been looking for a loan as a startup, you can definitely get a loan as a startup that's not generating revenue yet. You will have to have your personal credit check. However, you will also need to provide some sort of business plan so that way they can be reassured that your idea is a proof of concept, is something that will actually work. Hmm. Yes. Do you have like any other questions? I want to make sure I'm answering all of you all's questions. Okay. Yay. Awesome. This is really good. For those of you who are coming in, I'm a 71% successful grant writer. We're talking about grants. And grants is pretty much debt free money that you can get that you don't have to pay back no matter where you are in the world. Okay. You can be in the UK, you can be in Jamaica, you can be in Thailand, you could be anywhere in the world, you could be in Africa, and you can get a grant that will help you fund your startup idea or your business. You can go for grants, accelerator programs, incubator programs that will give you money and also give you coaching and give you network and give you perks and deals and towards ads and credits towards different ads to market your business and stuff. So there's a lot of help out here to help you start your business and scale. Just most startups and small business owners don't know this information. I've been winning these grants for 10 years. The tenured is right there on my YouTube channel. You can watch my most recent win, which is a short that I have on my YouTube. And I'm a 71% successful grant writer. Now, I'm having a $35 offer where you can just pay me $35. I will search and apply to one grant for you. You're not paying me directly. You're actually purchasing a course through Etsy. And this course teaches you how to write a business plan and a business pitch deck using some really good AI tools. You can complete your business plan and pitch deck in literally less than 5 minutes. Okay. So once you purchase that course, the email that is tied to your course purchase through Etsy, I will go ahead and email you the further instructions because I will need some small business details about what your business is about, your business mission and stuff. And then I will go ahead and search and apply to a grant for you. When you hire a grant writer, in most cases, a grant writer is going to charge you anywhere between $900, excuse me, $900 or more. Okay. The reasons for why you would pay so much for a grant writer is because they are taking out the hard work and the guesswork that it takes to search for a grant that serves in your favor and to apply to it. Also, you're paying them for their creative writing skills. Now, us grant writers, we don't get paid on the back end or a percentage out of your grant reward. It's against our code of ethics. Okay. And with our certification, we can actually get our certifications taken away. Okay. So, it's important that you understand what this game is about when you are hiring a grant writer and the importance it is for you to sit down, have a consultation, a thorough conversation about what your business is going through, why you need this money, and how this money will be impactful, so that the person who is writing the grant for you can feel that storyline and can create that storyline. So when they are applying to the grants for you, it can be polished, professional, detailed, and compassionate, and it will help you increase your chances of approvals. Now, for those of you who are coming in, I'm a 71% successful grant writer. I have a $35 offer where I am writing one grant for you. And grants is debt free money that you can get that you don't have to pay back no matter where you are in the world. There's grants for you. Cartier is actually giving out millions of dollars right now in grants, especially to women owned businesses all across the world. So even if you are an international business, hey friend, welcome in, you qualify for a grant. Now, there's a grant for every business type, even if you are in the medical field, if you're into beauty and hair care, if you are into plumbing, lawn care services, auto care services like washing cars and doing like a mechanic shop, if you are doing something like, you know, you can even get a government grant for like commercial development, right? Commercial real estate development. But that's a higher ticket conversation. You can get a grant for if you want to open up some sort of medical center, if you want to open up a healing center, if you want to open up a domestic violence shelter and you're a nonprofit, if you want to open up a youth development center where you're teaching kids how to be etiquette skills and teaching them STEM projects and stuff like that. You can get a grant literally for anything. It's about how you deliver your business mission and making sure that your business mission aligns with the grant opportunity. So my $35 offer allows me to search for the grants that serve in your favor. And the good thing about writing a grant and going for it, even though there's no 100% guarantee that you'll win, but you can definitely increase your chances of approvals with winning and really be at the top of the line by making sure that your business mission aligns with the grant mission, and also by making sure that you have all of the details necessary to fill out the application thoroughly. See, grantors, they want to fund businesses and nonprofits and ideas that are serious. And the way that you can show that you're serious is by simply having your business foundations together, making sure your business and your nonprofit is properly registered, making sure you have all of your identification codes, making sure you have your business plan, making sure you have your business website, making sure you have some sort of internet presence, and you have, you've been already started to create awareness about your service or product. That's showing proof that you are actually serious about this, because you are persevering and going for the opportunity, or going for, you developing your company with or without any type of funding. That's one way you can show that you absolutely need some funding, because you're showing, hey, we are doing the best that we can right now, and with your grant opportunity we'll be able to fund our community project that will help the others gain some sort of, skill or trade. Yeah, so is there any questions? I have a dedicated YouTube playlist. It's free information that you can watch, that'll teach you all the websites that I use to find grants. And that will also teach you everything you need to know about grants, like what you need to have before you go for a grant opportunity, and things like that, and how to increase your chances of approvals. You guys make sure you like this live stream so people, or so the algorithm can push it out to other people who are looking for business funding. So make sure you do that, please. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I like this. All right, so is there any questions? We went over a lot in this live stream. I showed you two really good grants. One that's 50,000, the other one is 2,500. The $2,500 grant is for anybody who's a US based business, no matter where you are, like, in the United States, you can go for it. It's a micro grant. The 50K is for United States businesses as well, but it's really good for individuals who want to start like a trucking business, or who simply want to get into that. Okay. Will the grant list be available? So if you take a look at my playlist, if you go to my actual channel and you click on playlist and you watch this grant masterclass, it's going to teach you all of the like, it's going to teach you everything, all of the websites that I use to find grants. Okay, I didn't create a grant list or anything like that to sell. I don't sell grant lists. I just tell you exactly where I found these grants. Okay, and you can definitely go to the grant masterclass and watch those videos. If you click on it, there's about 5 videos. This is just the first video, that's 13 seconds. But the main video that you need to watch is the Start Your Business with a Grant video. This video is going to tell you all the grant websites that I use to search and apply to grants. So I highly recommend that you go and watch this video. It's really good. And yeah, I give you the grant search engines directly because everybody's business is different. And if I did like a grant list, I think I would be a bit biased. Like, it will probably be more women owned business grants on there than it would be like for all people. And that I just feel like it's better if I give you the grant search engine. That way you can go find the grants here on your own. create your own grant list and you can start applying to grants on your own, right? So you can do that. What, like, do you like that idea? Do you think that's like, I think that's smart. Like, I'm giving you more sauce than what you need. But if you want a grant list simply because you don't want to take the time out to search for it, then what are the chances of you actually applying to the grants that's on that list if you won't go and search for it? You see what I mean? Like, it has to make sense. So yeah, I'm not selling a grant list. I'm just giving you all the game for free. And the game is free. The hustle sold separately. So that means you get free game here. But you know, you gotta go for it yourself, man. Okay. But with going with grants, right? Like I said earlier, you don't have to worry about your personal information being scammed. You don't have to worry about any credit inquiries because there's no credit checks. And if you don't want to put in the guesswork and the time that it takes to search and apply to the grants, then you just pay me $35 and I will apply to one grant for you. How it will work out is in the description below. You purchase my $35 course through Etsy, and then I will send you an email with further instructions. And then we will get to know more about your business, and I'll search and apply to one grant that serves in your favor. So you do have that opportunity if you don't have the time or if you are not confident in your creative writing skills. How can I learn to write to grant write? These videos right here. I'm teaching you everything you need to know. Look. Miami-Dade County. Grants for women Black-owned companies in Fulton County, Georgia, which is Atlanta, Georgia. Or you have grants specifically for tech businesses that are based out of, I don't know, like Lagos, Nigeria, right? So you can get it from your own local government, and usually it's like paid by like your people that lives in the community, like through taxes, or through other sponsors and donors. I'm literally teaching you everything in this video. Place where you can get these grants, which is private sectors. Private sectors would be like private investors, and it's a 10-minute video. Nonprofits that support small business owners and startups, as well as other small businesses that want to share some of their revenue too. Because if you fast forward it, comprehensive website that has filters in place for you to narrow down to the best grants that serve in your favor. Now, with grantwatch.com, it is a monthly subscription or weekly subscription. You can pay $18 a week, or you can pay $45 a month. Either way, it's super worth it because it's going to give you all the debt-free opportunities that you. Yeah. So that video is teaching you everything you need to know about how to write a grant, how to be properly prepared, everything. So I have a lot of content. I have this entire YouTube channel is dedicated to teach you for free how to search and apply to grants, what a grant is, where you can find a grant, what you need to have before you are applying to a grant, things like that. What are typical grant amounts? Grants start, micro grants can start at $200 and they can go up to hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay, so it depends on what your project is about. And you definitely want to be prepared when you are going for high ticket grants. High ticket grants are like those big 500K grants or better. And those type of grants do require you to have some sort of tax return, generating revenue, be in business for at least 2 years, things like that. But average grant amounts can go from $200 up to millions of dollars. Great question. Any other questions before we get out of here and wrap up our live stream? Don't forget that if you purchase my $35 course, I will write one grant for you. The link and all of the information and the instructions is in the description of this video. I did an entire community post about it. And also it's in the description of my most recent 10 videos. So you can actually take a look there. Yeah. Any last minute questions? I've been writing grants for 10 years. Yep, my most recent win is on my YouTube as well. So if you go to my actual YouTube channel, you click on my YouTube channel and you go to my shorts. So you click on shorts and you can take a look at my most recent. Let me go back. My most recent win. Okay. I'm a 71% successful grant writer. And here's proof of my most recent wins. All right, this is, you can see, March 28th, 2025. Then I have another one in here that was April. So yeah. This is another one. This is the one I believe from last month. Yep. This is a testimony. So yeah, recent. All right. So I have proof out here for you guys. Okay. Like, I'm not a person that's just on YouTube scamming. That's not what I do. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've had this YouTube channel. This particular one, I have two, so that's my other channel. I've had this YouTube channel for a while, 56K subscribers. Um, yeah, so before COVID, 2019. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I've been talking about this stuff for 2019, about 6 years. Yeah, I've been talking about this stuff on YouTube for about 6 years. So I'm not new to this. 722 videos about me talking about business development and talking about grants and talking about like different grants that you can apply to. Did you guys catch the grant I dropped yesterday? $100,000 grant for women. I drop weekly vlogs of what I'm doing out here living in Nigeria. 5K grants for easy, easy application for startups, honeycomb credit, 10K. Are y'all catching this? Is the algorithm sending this to y'all? Win a grant with this grant writing proposal. Win a grant with this startup for your startup with these 4 business items. Start your business with a grant. $5,000 grant for creators. $5,000 grant for your small business. So much I put on here. It's like a lot of information. My Christmas in Nigeria, like, and then all of this good information. Okay, this one's, I guess, going viral now. 41K views. It's 50K grant. That was 9 months ago. I've been talking about grants for a very long time. 1 year ago. 1 year ago. This is when I lived in Panama. Y'all remember when I lived in Panama and I had Murphy? New business 2024. Like, I've been doing this for a very long time. This is when I lived in Panama. This is when I got in a bad accident in Miami. This is when I went to Invest Fest in 2023, I believe. Yeah, 2023 or so. And I met some really cool people. This is when I lived in Miami. This is when I was with my friend 134 Coke. If you guys don't know who that is, he owns a food truck and a restaurant called Hachi Bachi. And this is our entire business vlog. This is when I was living in Miami. This is another one of my friends, and you guys might know this guy. This is I can't believe I'm forgetting my friend's name, but I'm pretty sure you guys know him. He talks about credit and stuff. So I had him on my page. So yeah, this is when I was living in Miami 2 years ago. Where y'all been at? Where y'all been at? This is when I was actually chunkier. You see that? I was going through a really bad fun fact, I was going through a really bad relationship here. I was actually going through an abusive relationship. You guys didn't even know it. This is 3 years ago. And then the rest of my videos, they were all talking about credit, so I stopped. I took them out. But yeah, I was actually going through a really bad relationship here. Yep. Fast forwarded up here, and now we are living in Nigeria, living our best life, having a good time, working out, eating healthy, talking more about grants, never stopping, persevering. And through all of these videos, I talk about what I've went through. I talk about me getting into a really bad accident and God saving me and my assistant Gabby. I talk about how I lost my grandma, how I went through a miscarriage. And for those of you who are like, oh, life is life, and yeah, life's to me too. And guess what? I still persevere. You know what I mean? I prioritize my business and I make it very clear that this is everything that God has given me. So I'm grateful that I have this wisdom to be able to share to other people. So I prioritize it and I make sure I do my best in, you know, making sure it grows and making sure that I'm continuing to create awareness about opportunities that you all should know about, that you don't know about or you probably don't care about. There's people who really never cared about grants. There's people that don't like grants because they know it's not a quick turnaround time, but they've been watching me for the last 5-6 years on YouTube, and now they're just now booking consultations with me, and they step down and they say, you know what, I've been trying to fix my credit, this and that, I'm gonna just give this grant thing a try. And then instead of me just trying to take their money, because that's not what I'm in the business of doing, I'm in the business of sharing God's glory. So I ask certain probing questions in our consultations, like what's going on? Why haven't you moved forward? Especially for the ones who had an LLC since 2020 or LLCs before COVID happened, and you haven't generated any money yet. It's kind of like I make it very clear to y'all that the grantors or even the business loan officers are going to look at you like, are you seriously going to go for your business this time? Or are you actually going to take this business loan or whatever and you're just going to use it personally? So I ask certain questions to dive deep into the mindset, and then I give you faith and encouragement that you can ride off on so you can, you know, be focused. Yeah, and you can actually start making some type of movement and progress in your business idea. God gave us all a gift and a skill. It's just up to you to be able to identify that and have a discerning spirit to identify that. And once you have identified your skill and your gift, then it's time for you to execute on it. If you're having troubles with executing on it, then you have to get on your knees and pray for the power of execution. And then you just got to go and do it and prioritize it. But if you're not going to prioritize it and just go and do it, then why should we actually shop with you? Why should we actually give you the time of the day and give you our hard work money? There's also people out here called destiny helpers. So when you actually don't, you might be a destiny helper. Whereas if you don't start your company or develop your service and product so that way we can purchase, then we actually might be held back from us meeting our destinies. So you are so selfish and so self-centered that you don't believe, or you're putting yourself in like this disbelief, and you're not giving yourself the chance at showing and proving that you can do this. And you also holding everybody else back who needs you as a destiny helper on their journey. That's not fair. Why you think so many people is in such like a demonic mentality right now, in a negative mindset? Because a lot of people are actually not reaching their destiny, and that's simply because they have fear. They have fear of what that next journey looks like. They have fear of opening that door of opportunity and walking through it, because they don't know what it's like to really make that type of money. They don't know what the problems that come with it. And they also don't want to go through the problems that come with it, because they are looking at other people who have made that money, and they're judging based off of other people who have made it and how other people judge them and put them through the turmoil. And you just simply don't want to go through it. So you put yourself through some sort of fear. That ain't nothing but the devil, because your journey is different. You might have an easy breezy, beautiful cover girl journey. You understand? You don't even got to go through none of the social media things. You don't have to go through none of that. You might really have the favor of Esther on you, and God might just shine light so much on you that everywhere you go, people just genuinely love you. Most startups and small business owners are not making progress simply because not because they're not going for these opportunities like grants and stuff. Yes, that is true, but also because you're not taking on the opportunity of identifying your gift and your skill, and you're putting yourself into going to these market trends and you chasing the bag when that has nothing to do with the destiny and the journey that God has for you. And you know what that is because you've heard the whispering. If you ain't hear it, this message not for you. I'm only talking to the people that's in the Christian community. I'm only talking to the believers. You feel me? Business development is more spiritual than you think. Every person that actually has hey, I bought the grant service and it says I have to pay 100 more to schedule a one-on-one with you. When did you pay for the grant service and when was this? Let's look it up. What's your when you pay for this grant service? And if you pay for the grant service, you need to check your email and book a one-on-one consultation with me because that means we need to talk about what's going on. Hey, I see classified. Okay, if you purchase it, then the link is in the description. So if you are on my live stream, right? Let me see because it looks different on here. But if you are on my live stream, let me see if I can click on my live stream. If you go through the description, you see the description right here. You click on there. All you have to do is purchase my $35 course that teaches you how to write your own business plan and business pitch deck. Once you have purchased the course, I will email you a grant request form so me and my team can have the information needed to search and apply to the grant for you. If it sounds like a good deal, click the link and purchase the $35 course now. You click on this link and it will take you directly to the course. Okay, this is the course, $35. Once you purchase it, the email that is tied to it, then I'm going to send you an email. The email that I send is going to look like this. Your grant application process starts now. It's going to be in here. It's going to say, thank you for purchasing, how to write a business plan. You're going to have to fill out this form. So you click on the link and you go and you fill out the grant request form. All right. Simple. Okay. So that's how that works. So if you're in my live stream, that's how you get me to apply to one grant for you. You purchase the course, click on the link, brings you to the course. The email that's tied to your course purchase, I will send you an email, right? It'll say, thank you for purchasing the How to Write a Business Plan course. This is how you get me to write the grant for you. Fill out this form, click on the link, and then I'll have all I need. Okay. Okay, cool. What other questions do y'all have? Okay, thank you. This is made for $35. I've been waiting for your deal. I filled out the grant request just now and it told me to pay for a one-on-one session. It did not tell you to pay for it. It suggested that if you want to have a one-on-one consultation with me, then you can pay $100. It suggested that, but you don't have to pay $100 in order to submit the form. You could just simply click on submit in the bottom left-hand corner. Did you see that? It suggested if you want to have a one-on-one consultation with me, it's $100. Yeah. Well, no, why it's $100? It's $100 because I am literally breaking through your mindset of understanding the reasons for why you're not making progress. I'm literally developing a execution strategy to help you move forward. I'm putting my time and energy and my 10 years of entrepreneurship and expertise in what I'm doing and how I've been able to travel the world. I don't live in the United States. Y'all do. I lived in 3 different continents in multiple countries, and I'm not boasting. I'm just telling you, shining God's glory through me. I'm just telling you, I'm a living testimony. I'm a living testimony. So if you want some expertise and you want some actual help and you want to, then yes, my time. Also a thing about paying for my time as well. You're paying for my expertise. You're paying for my time. You're paying for me developing a strategy for you, because what you're getting out of it is you're asking me direct questions and you're telling me what's going on in your business and you're confiding in me, and this is a safe space on a Zoom call where I'm giving you actual execution steps right now that can help you make money. In addition to that, I'm telling you more about grants, and I'm telling you about the grants you can apply to, but the game is free. The hustle is sold separately. So once I tell you, you can go to grantwatch.com and find you a grant, then what you going to do with that information? Right, you're going to hire me right after that because you know you don't have the time or the efforts or the creative writing skills to do exactly what I'm telling you to. See, when I talk to y'all like this, like a big sister, that's when y'all pay attention. And I'm not being aggressive, but you are actually not being aggressive enough about the gifts that God gave you because you want to follow behind the trend. People who follow behind trends and that are just chasing the bag, in most cases, it actually doesn't work. Y'all ever seen those videos on YouTube where they like, oh, you could do this e-commerce business, the easiest way to set up e-commerce business, the easiest way to set up an AI generated e-commerce store, or the easiest way to make money through YouTube, and the easiest way that you could do a faceless YouTube channel. Y'all know that they're actually making money off of those videos that y'all are actually watching, and you think that you have the power of execution to actually do that when really you are actually not interested in that. So you don't sit here and watch this 30 up to 30-minute video about how to do it. You only executed on it for the first 24 hours, and then after that, life started lifing and you got distracted and you decided to move forward on the next project to help you make some money tomorrow. That's not how life works. You got to be willing to sit down and put in some sort of time and efforts into what you're developing. And you also got to have faith, and you got to push forward. When I started my entrepreneurship journey, I started with selling lashes. The reason why I started selling lashes is because everybody else was selling lashes. Did it work for me? No. So I had to sit down and think, what is a problem that I can solve? Because if you can solve problems, you could definitely make money. Okay, I fixed my credit, my mama credit, I fixed my friend's credit. So okay, let's see. Let's see. I think I can do this. I think I could fix people credit. So I started learning more. And I was also still working for Capital One. So I invested my money from my check from Capital One, and I invested into Him 500 program. And I learned more about how to search and apply to grants. Thank you for submitting it. And I learned more about how to search and apply to grants. And I mean, not grants, but how to fix credit. And then once I learned about how to fix credit, then guess what? It was up from there. I told people I know how to Rashad. I think that's your name. Yeah. Thank you. I have it here. You have a clothing store. Your site is down right now, but you got Instagram. Let me go and look at your Instagram. Um, your account is private. Your account is private. Store under construction. Okay, you're doing Shopify. Okay, cool. I have a construction company that I need help funding. Oh, okay, that's really cool. Have you thought about going for grant funding through like the government, like grants.gov? You need to explain to the government what your construction company is going to do, what type of projects you're going to be focusing on. You need to explain to them how the grant will be impactful, how much money you need, how much you are willing to offer you're willing to accept every quarter. You need to do what's called a letter of intent. So, what are your intentions? Yes. Cool. So we can have a one-on-one consultation. It's $100. It's 45 minutes. It's super worth it. So you can do that. Or I can just write a quick little grant for you. It's $35. But if you want one of those big ticket grants, since you're in the commercial space, you're in construction company, so you need a lot of money. You want me to apply to one of those government grants? Well, for number one, you need to have some documents and paperwork because it's the government that you're actually going to be applying to grants through. Anybody else got questions for me? My consultation link is in the description as well. You can visit superchargemybusiness.com. That's my website. And you can book a grant call. Superchargemybusiness.com is my website. I highly recommend you guys book a one-on-one consultation with me if you want to have clarity and reassurance on how to execute, how to move forward in your business, how to get these grants, how to be properly prepared for funding, because it's not just grants. You can go for loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. Even though I don't talk about that, that's not really my field. I have some really well-known friends that get their clients millions of dollars in loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. And if you just sit down and have a conversation with somebody and be vulnerable enough and be open to explaining what's going on with your business and your business idea, then I think it will be really good. You got to be willing to do that. Something that I had to learn on my journey, and I learned this just a couple years ago, is about the power of reinvesting in your business. Let me tell you why I used to not do this and book booking calls. I used to not book any coaching calls and stuff like that because my ex boyfriend, right, who was my abuser, he used to tell me it's no point in booking these consultations with these people. It's no point in purchasing their course. It's no purpose in going into their mentorship program simply because they are scams. They're making money off of you purchasing their courses. They're making money off of you doing their coaching programs, this and that. You're not really going to make money. Everything that they're telling you, you can get it from Google. Everything that they're telling you, you can get from YouTube. Let me explain to you how that mindset did not allow me to not even make $20,000 in 1 month. I started making 20K and better in 1 month when I started actually signing up for these coaching calls, when I started being vulnerable enough and expressing to people that I can't make over $10,000. I can't even make over $7,000 to $10,000 a month. And living in Miami, you definitely have to make more money than that. So I felt like I was choking financially. I needed some clarity and I needed understanding on how to properly execute on my business finances. I needed bookkeeping advice. I needed accounting advice. I needed so much advice that I thought that I didn't need that YouTube did not teach me. Why? Because everybody's situation is tailored. Everybody's situation is different from the next. So yes, when I started booking coaching calls with top industry leaders like Myron Golden, what's her name? I booked a coaching call with y'all might know for her from the Social Proof podcast, but with those folks, right? When I started booking consultations with them and also became cool and understanding that no, these people are not scammers. They are actually people that are at the place where I wanted to be. And when I understood their mindsets, when I got a different perspective of the challenges that I was going through and how to execute and get out of my own way, then that's when I started scaling. So whoever is telling you that ain't nothing but the devil, you got monitoring spirits out here. You have actual canker worms. This is a word that's in the Bible. Canker worms. It could be a person, place, or a thing, or a vice and bad habit that is actually stopping you from being able to reach your highest potential and to reach your destiny. Yes, canker worm is in the Bible. It can be a mindset, a person, a place, or a thing, a vice, or a bad habit that will stop you from reaching your destiny. People who say, oh, purchasing this course and purchase, even though there are some in there, there's a sprinkle of fraudsters and scammers in there, but you have to do your research. Doing your research is going through that person's Instagram, checking out their website. Do they have a proper website? Not just a landing page, a proper website. If you visit superchargemybusiness.com, that is a proper website. That is not a landing page. You can click all through the different pages. You can go through my video testimonials and all of my written testimonials. If you go to my Etsy store where I'm selling this $35 course where I will write a grant for you, you can see I have over 100 testimonials. And I'm a 5-star selling store. That's not something that I just finessed on the back end. No, that's Etsy actually reading my comments that they're leaving, and all of my comments are good. Doing your proper research will help you reassure yourself that this person is actually legit before you decide to purchase their course, before you decide to join their community through Facebook, before you decide to join their coaching program, especially if they are an industry leader in the market that you're getting into. If you are opening up a child care service and you find a woman who has opened up more than 10 daycares all across, all across the United States. She clearly has years of experience, and her experience is the best teacher. So her experience is what she can tell you about what states are the best for opening up a child care facility, what city, states, and zip codes, how she was able to help on her tax code, what different tax codes that she uses to help her save money on taxes. What are different resources and tools and organizations that she used to provide, supplies and equipment or whatever have you, toys and stuff for her programs. Alicia, thank you, or Alicia, thank you so much for purchasing my course. I'm going to send you the email right now. So thank you so much for purchasing the course to your Yahoo. I'm sending it to your Yahoo right now. You know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, thank you, Alicia, for purchasing the course. Shout out to you. Shout out to Alicia, Anaya, Yvette, Halima, Marlon, Takesha, Sonia, all of you all who purchased the course today. If you purchased my $35 course, then I'll go ahead and write one grant for you. I understand that you might not have the time or the efforts to put in to actually search and apply to a grant. So that's why I'm taking out the hard and guesswork for you. I've been writing grants and winning them for 10 years. And my most recent win, I posted as a short. So a lot of you guys are coming from the shorts that I posted. So yeah, you know what I mean? I learned that. And also, my ex-boyfriend was a person, an actual man that was jealous of me and jealous of my light. He understood that the light that in the favor that God shined on me. So he actually was a vampire, energy vampire, and took that energy out of me and away from me and used that energy into working me so much into developing 2 YouTube channels. I used to do a YouTube channel where I would talk about custom cars. Because being from Miami, we have a lot of custom whips, like old school cars and stuff. So I had that channel and then also having this one. When we broke up, I gave him that YouTube channel, right? And dealing with somebody who has that sort of energy, right? I can honestly tell you from experience that there are people out here who genuinely don't want you to do great. And those people that are telling you don't purchase that course, those people that are telling you don't go for that coaching call, those people, and if you have put that in your own mindset, get out of your own way. My consultation is only $100, where you got consultations with people like Myron Golden that's costing you $250K or better. Why? Because he finna give you a real $1 million game plan. You're gonna sit, you're gonna have lunch, it's gonna come with lunch, it's gonna come with everything. But he finna give you a $1 million game plan. If you don't execute on this $1 million game plan, you are the person that stop you from reaching your own destiny. Yes, you can pray it off of you. Yes, you can pray it off of you. You might need to do some confessions. You might need to do some confessions and be like, Lord, I've been doing this. I know you've been seeing me, but I'm coming to you now. I'm tired. Especially as a woman. When a woman gets sick and tired of being sick and tired, we will get on our knees and we will cry God a river. And let me tell you something, God loves when we are vulnerable because we are his children. And when we explain to him, my father, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of going through this with this other individual that I'm in a relationship with. I'm tired of going through this with my job. I feel like they're being racist or politically incorrect or whatever, like they have something against me. I feel like, I'm just really tired of my situation. We will get on our knees and we will cry out to the Lord Jesus Christ. And this is why we will push for, like, we are favored. We are favored because we understand the importance of talking to God. This thing is more spiritual. Developing a business is more spiritual. And if you don't believe me, people who are multimillionaires and billionaires, they do their own spiritual rituals in order for them to get to where they at. Everybody got their own God that they serve. If you Indian, you might serve, whatever God that you serve. If you Chinese, you might serve Buddha, whatever have you. But everybody has their own rituals that they do. Even Elon Musk, you don't think he's doing demonic rituals, money rituals, and that made him all that money? It ain't just because his father was a part of the South African apartheid. It's more than just that. Business is more spiritual than you think, babes. It ain't just practical. Pipe down your pride. You gotta pray. Pipe down your pride. Yes, it takes your faith and your execution and your hard work. Yes, it does take that as well. But it also, in order for you to have faith, baby, you got to believe in something. You don't think they doing money rituals? You must be crazy. What rock you living under? You don't believe in that? That's what the devil wants you to think. Oh, it's not real. Blah blah blah. No, it is, and it's more spiritual than you think. It's more spiritual than you think. Now, for the ones who are definitely keeping God first, you can see God's glory shine through them. I'll give you an example. Pinky Cole. Pinky Cole, who owns Slutty Vegan, she is the perfect example I can give. Y'all don't think God has his grace, his hand on her? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. This is one woman who literally sold a piece of her company, got in two investors so she could have enough money to be able to open up other locations, including HBCUs, just for her to go 45 days without even owning her own company, just to bounce back and buy it all. You don't think God trying to giving her the favor of Esther? Are you crazy? You don't think she praying at night? Y'all talking about Sierra prayer. I want Pinky Cole's prayer. I want the Pinky Cole prayer. Please express smell, please. That who you know what I mean? If you don't know her story, she went crazy viral. She went crazy viral on social media. She went crazy viral on, oh, Pinky Cole lost her business. Y'all remember the Shade Room posted that? The Slutty Vegan lost their business, blah, blah, blah. Boom, bounced back right back. And she did she's doing multiple podcasts, but my favorite podcast she did was on Earn Your Leisure, when she really dove deep into her emotions, what she went through as a person that was going through that. Yes. 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 I can't wait to see her at Invest Fest. Is you crazy? My God. My God. Like, that is what you call favor. And the internet try to tear her down, but like she wanted nothing. And then people in the comments, that's why you don't do this, that's why you don't do that, like they've ever built a multi-million-dollar company. This woman now is in talks of, she finna go up so crazy that she's actually in talks of making her Slutty Vegan global. And I'm all the way over here in Nigeria. You think I'm not trying to save money so I can try to invest in a location out here in Lagos, Nigeria? Is you crazy? I'm definitely on that. I am definitely on that. Yes. We have examples out here that business is more spiritual than you think. Look at Oprah Winfrey. I don't know who she praying to, and I don't know what rituals she doing. Kris Kardashian, I don't know what rituals she's doing, but it's definitely more spiritual than you think it is. Y'all don't like to have these conversations because you want to live under a rock and you literally want life to life on you. I'm not talking to those ones. I'm talking to the people who actually have a grip on their life and they're not allowing life to do them. They're doing life. There's a difference. There's a difference. People be like, life be lifing. Yeah, life is lifing on you. It's beating your ass. Yes, it is. We can see it in your face. You're wearing it on your shoulders. You're wearing it on your shoulders every day. But there's people out here that are not allowing life to life on them. They are actually taking the wheel. And all they need to know is which direction to go. That's it. They just need to know which direction to go to. That's it. The devil be busy. Y'all don't allow the devil, like, you know what I mean? The devil is a lie. For real, for real. It's more spiritual than you think. And I love that we went into this part of the conversation because that just brings me to circle right back to the possibility of you getting a grant. If you could really clearly identify and explain like what you've been going through in your business, that is you showing the need for the grant opportunity. Grants don't check your credit. That's why what I like the most about grants. If you go for a loan, line of credit, or a credit card, right? They're going to pull your personal credit regardless whether you want them to or not. They're going to pull your personal credit. When they pull your credit report, that is an inquiry. An inquiry is definitely going to decrease your credit score. Grants, you don't have to worry about that. Also, you got to give them your personal information. And nowadays, they don't want bank statements, like physical bank statements, to show proof of income for you to be able to pay back the loan, line of credit, or credit cards. No, they want to physically log into your bank accounts, your debit accounts, and they want to see proof themselves and go through months of all your earned income to adjust that amount that they want to give to you, which is really going to be anywhere between 5 up to 10% of what your income is going to be, what your monthly income is or annual income is. So let's say you make $80,000 a year, right? $50,000 to $80,000 a year. You'll probably get, and you can show that in your bank accounts, depending on how you spend. Because your debt to income ratio has something to do with how much you get approved with your loan, line of credit, and credit card. This is why I don't like none of that stuff. I'm gonna make this math easy. Say you make $10,000 a month. That's $120K a year. Out of that $10,000, you spending about $8,000 on bills. Like out $8,000. That $2,000, that percentage that you have, a percentage of that $2,000, right, is what you're going to get as like a loan approval. So 2 times 12 is gain 24. So you can get like a $2,400 credit card, or up to like a $15,000, $20,000 credit card or loan, line of credit. The numbers, depending on which bank you're going for. That's why I don't like none of that stuff, because you done went through this situation. Now that the DEI is off the table now. So if you're a black woman, don't even think about it. Don't even think about it, right? Because if the bank feel like they don't want to give it to you and they don't want to tell you why, the reasons for why, they don't have to tell you the reasons for why. Not in these political times. Ma'am, just walk out of our bank. Get out of our bank. If you don't, we're going to call the law enforcement. Literally, they will do that because they don't have to tell you now. So why put yourself under so much stress and also put your personal information at risk when you could go for grant opportunities? And grants is funded by other companies, big companies, and other small business investors and sponsors to give us a pot of money so we can use this money out of the pot. Think of startups and small business owners as like a union, right? And we all are part of this community in this union. The top dogs is the ones that put money into this pot. Let's say that. Okay. The reason why they put money into this pot is because it helps them with their taxes when it comes time to file taxes. Because they can show on their taxes that they gave out X amount of dollars this year in charitable gifts and rewards. Now, you have millions and millions and millions of dollars in this pot. Now, the ones who are struggling, the ones who are seeking resources and tools, and the ones who are in need of some funding, they can take out of that pot. That's how grants work. That's why there will always be a grant no matter what's going on politically. I've been writing grants and winning grants for 10 years. If you want to have proof, you can visit my website, superchargemybusiness.com. You can go to my YouTube channel, look at my most recent short where I just literally won 3 different grants for my client up to 100K. Then I have another win on there. Some of y'all come from where I won 750K for one of my clients. Like, the proof is in the pudding right there. I don't have nothing to prove to y'all. I've literally posted it on my YouTube channel. I make these live streams and these videos to encourage you and to create awareness about the opportunities that you have. You just got to be the one to hustle and actually take on this information and go for it. The game is free. The hustle is sold separately. I'm gonna make a t-shirt. The game is free. The hustle is sold separately. I could tell you to my face turn blue and purple everything that you need to know about searching and applying to grants. Matter of fact, I have a dedicated playlist that's very short, simple, and direct with six minute and 10-minute videos about how to search and apply to grants, the websites I use, all of that stuff is on my YouTube channel. It's a whole dedicated playlist. But if you don't execute on it, that's on you. If you simply don't have the time or you're not confident in your creative writing skills, this is where hiring a person like me, a grant writer, comes in. When you hire a grant writer, this is important for you all to know. For those of you who are coming in, please like the live so the YouTube algorithm can, you know what I mean, push out this information and we can get more people in here. So when you hire a grant writer, you are going to pay them up front for time and efforts to search and apply for the grant. You're also going to pay them up front for their creative writing skills. Grant writers do not get any money or percentages out of your reward. One, because there's no 100% guarantee that you will win. Two, it's against our code of ethics. I'll say this again. The average grant writer that you would hire right now in 2025 will charge you $900 just to write 2 to 3 grants. I have a $35 grant offer right now where I will write one grant for you for just $35. Why am I doing that? Because I am creating awareness and I'm also giving you a course that teaches you how to write a business plan and a business pitch deck that most of y'all don't even know what that is or understand the heaviness of having a professional document like a business plan and a business pitch deck. I'm going to go into that in a minute, friend. Just hold on. So when you hire a grant writer, okay, you are not giving the grant writer a percentage out of your reward. Why? Because it's against our certification, our code of ethics. Two, there's no 100% guarantee that you will win. You need to understand that. Are there things you can do to increase your chances of approvals? Yes, there are. Yes, there are. We can get to that. It's important for you to know that. You are paying us up front, grant writers, for our creative writing skills. That means to tell the storylines, to tell them how impactful the grants would be if you were to win, to tell them what your business mission is, for us to actually search and apply to the grant for you. We are saving you the guesswork and the time and efforts it takes for you to search and apply to the grants. This is why you pay a grant writer. If you want to go for grants, if you don't care about it, you think it's fraud, you think it's a scam, this is not the live stream for you. I'm not going to talk about loans. I'm not going to talk about credit because that's a scam. We don't talk about those debt opportunities over here. That's just not my thing. Not when I travel the world off of millions of dollars in grants. Are you kidding? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? You know what I mean? So, are there ways that can you get grants for high school tuition? For high school tuition? Or for college tuition? That's school Pell Grants. That's a different situation. I'm talking about small business grants, and I really don't have, besides FAFSA, I don't have any knowledge in school grants at all. Each city, state, and country is different when it comes down to school grants, so that's not my field. I have 10 years of experience in startup and small business grants and big high ticket grants through the government. What are the ways you can increase your chances of approvals for getting a grant? Grantors want to make sure that they are choosing the best candidate. They want to choose the best candidate shows that they are absolutely serious and aggressively in need of this grant funding. How do you show that? Showing that is by explaining that in a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 3-minute pitch video. What do you mean, Shelby? Okay. There are key analytics and key factors and key components that needs to be inside of your business plan, like, for example, an executive summary. An executive summary explains about your company, what's your customer's problem, how are you solving it, and about your service and product. You also should have what's called a SWOT analysis, which is explaining what your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are. Having a business plan will serve as an answer key for you answering these grant questions. That's why you need to have one. A pitch deck is a slideshow. It shows efforts and having you use this slideshow. It's pretty much that aesthetically appealing piece, right? That you can upload with your application if they ask for it. A 3-minute pitch video, which you will see a lot of grant applications are asking for now, is a video of you explaining a visual piece with a voiceover or with you sitting in a chair like this talking about, hey, my name is Grace. I'm opening up a child care facility. We are going to provide this. We're going to provide that. We're going to be the most affordable in our city. We're going to have so many different activities. We're also going to accept children with disabilities, and we're going to be able to do this. What makes us different is because we have a outstanding autism teacher and structure. And also what makes me different as an entrepreneur in my area is that I have a child who has autism. So I have years of experience, about 19 years or whatever have you, of raising my autistic child. And I know the key things that they love to do that will be able to keep them safe and keep them learning. Having a video that explains what your service or product is, especially in this digital age. I said this earlier in the live stream. We even search on TikTok, Instagram, and social media for the nearest, most best, most delicious pizza place to go to. The place in Dallas, Texas that make the best burritos. The place that's in New York City that has the best pizza. We go on TikTok and social media to find these things. Even when we're talking about Amazon resources and Amazon finds and all that good stuff, you want to find this luxury. You want to find this luxury brush that will clean your whole entire bathroom. So you go on to TikTok to find out if they're selling it through the TikTok shop or to go through somebody's Amazon store to buy it. If you don't even put the necessary time and energy into, if you don't even put the necessary time and energy into you having a 3-minute video that explains to us why we should shop with you, what makes you different, then are you serious? And if you don't care about nobody else and you just simply want to go for money, then being an entrepreneur, this is not your thing. Then that means you need to be an investor. You can use like your money and invest in other companies and just get your residuals and keep it pushing. Like there's a market for you to get into. You know what I mean? Can I help with a specific grant? Yep. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. What questions do you all have about grants and stuff? For those of you who are just coming in, I'm a 71% successful grant writer. That means out of 1,000 of my clients, 71% of them is getting approved to at least one grant. And I have my most recent win on my shorts, on my YouTube, up to 100K that I won my clients. So you can go take a look at that. I've been writing grants for 10 years and winning them. I have an Etsy store, and right now I'm doing a $35 grant writing offer, where in the description, you can take a look at the description of this live stream and learn more about it. But if you purchase the $35 course on how to write a business plan, then I will write one grant with you. You're learning how to write your own business plan and pitch deck using AI tools, something that you need to have, a proper professional document. And also, I'm writing one grant for you. So if you tap on my face somewhere and you open up the description, or depending on what type of phone or tablet that you're on, or if you're watching me on a laptop, you can just simply click on the description, click on that hyperlink that's in there. It says want me to apply, and it will take you directly to the Etsy store and you can purchase the course. And then I will send you an email with further instructions. So make sure you like this live stream so YouTube can send this live stream out to more people who are looking for this type of information. Okay, we gotta work a little hard for the algorithm. For the algorithm. When it comes down to my course, because it's a 4-star course, right? I have a 4-star Etsy store, whatever. It was 4.5, but I guess because I haven't really been, selling as much as often. When it comes down to conversions, right? I have just today, I've gotten 23 views, 7 visits to my store, but only today I've gotten 4 people that ordered. So what's that conversion? Let me see. So that's sometimes it could be like that. Like the other day I got like over 100 visits, but nobody purchased the course. So I think it's just like understanding how this works. That's why I'm doing these live streams to explain it to you guys a little bit better. Mm-hmm. My pleasure. My pleasure. The average grant writer will literally charge you $900 or more to search and apply to a grant. I'm doing it for $35. Why? Because I'm creating more awareness about what grants are. And I want you to have the experience of going through hiring a grant writer and just understanding how it works. Like once I'm done applying to the grant, you should get a confirmation email. You can read it. You'll get a confirmation email. You can read it and it'll tell you, thank you for applying to this grant, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll have an understanding, oh, okay, you submit the application, they'll email it to you, this and that. Let me go back to her YouTube and let me see how I can find more grants for myself and start applying to them. Or let me book a one-on-one consultation with Shelby because I like her service. And let me see what else I can do for my business. I have a really, really awesome. What time is my consultation where today? I have an awesome client. Her name's Kamisha. I love her so much. Hey, Kamisha. Kamisha has been watching me for about 5 years. And Kamisha said that she sees my growth. Oh, okay, no. My consultation is with her tomorrow at 9 p.m. my time, but 4 o'clock to her time. And she signed up for my services. I'm writing a business plan and all that cool stuff for her, right? She has an outstanding idea. And she was vulnerable enough to tell me what she's going through and the reason why she hasn't been making any progress in her developing her business, right? And she told me, like, after our consultation, she was like, thank you so much for that encouragement because I really needed that. And I gave her reassurance in her knowing the power that she has within her. Sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. You need to have like a business best friend. That's why I'm like y'all big business sister. You know what I mean? Your business big sister type of thing. So like I was listening to her story, listening to it, and she was telling me about what was going on, this and that. And I gave her another outlook, another way to look at things. I said, what if you do this? She said, oh, I never thought about this. I said, yeah. And then if you do it this way, you can do X, Y, and Z. She said, oh. And she was so in O's and oohs and ahs that she was like, I really needed this. Imagine if she had a friend or a boyfriend or somebody that told her, don't put no $100 consultation with her. Who is she? Blah, blah, blah. One, I'm a 71% successful grant writer who's been winning grants for 10 years. I've traveled the world. I have clients that are literally in the UK. I have clients that are here in Africa. I don't live in the United States. I haven't lived in the United States since 3 years ago. I've lived in 3 different continents, multiple countries. I've developed my grant business in each of those countries, and people still call me to this day. I know English, Spanish, and now I'm learning Nigerian Pidgin. So, are you okay? What? Y'all want some fish? Y'all ate it all? No, I don't want it. I'm going to, what you call it? No, I'm okay. I like eating everything. Just taking it. I'm okay. She's okay. You see eat it. Yeah. I'm still going to eat it. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it's catfish? Oh, I don't like catfish. It's real. Like, I don't like catfish. I don't like catfish. I just don't like the. Yeah, I like snapper, croaker. Y'all call it croaker, but snapper. Get out. I hope you're not in my live stream with your stomach out, with your membership belly.
You know what it costs to get this stomach?
It costs it. You know what it costs to get this stomach? Thanks to your help, all this jollof rice.
It cost me like 4 crates of beer.
Membership belly. Um Are we available? Are we able to view the grant proposal you use for our company to understand how to go about it correctly? Good, really good question. So there are some grants where they do not require you to submit what's called a grant proposal. For example, the grant I went over earlier, which is the $2,500 grant, they just simply want you to submit a one question application, which is what would you use this grant for? Now, you don't have to create a whole grant proposal for that. That's really for state and local grants. That's for like higher ticket grants where you could create a grant proposal, and each grant proposal that you create for that particular grant is going to be very tailored for that specific grant opportunity. You're going to name the grant that you're applying to. You're going to put the grant amount. You're going to explain how that grant will be impactful and a little bit more about your company. I talk about this in a separate 6-minute video on my inside the Grant Masterclass playlist. So in most cases, there will not be a grant proposal that I will write for you. I will just simply submit an application for you. And if they come back and they say, we are interested in learning more about your business, then that's where you need to provide whatever additional documentation or whatever you need to do to explain to them and express to them why they should choose you for the grant. So I'll give you an example. For the Goldman Sachs grant opportunity, I think y'all see in my short that I won for my client last month. It was steps. We simply submitted a general grant application, right? So business name, email address, phone number, all that good stuff. And then it had about 5 questions about why you should be chosen. Tell us about your business. How do you make money? Things like that. Then what happened is within like 2 weeks, they responded back via email and they said, we are actually interested in your company and we would like to have a Google Meets virtual call with you to learn more about your business. What my client had to do was get on a virtual call, which obviously me and him, we had a one-on-one consultation before he even did that, so I could properly prepare him for this. And also he has a really outstanding wife. She's very, very wise and she's so smart. So, he got women in his corner, you know what I mean, to help him out. So, we explained to him, I went over like the majority of the questions that they most likely will ask him. And I explained to him what was put on his application. So we make sure that his words correspond with what was put on the application and what's on his business plan, because they did ask for like a pitch deck or a business plan or something like that to send to the email. And so he did like the call or whatever. And then they responded back within 2 weeks after that. So this is like a 4-week thing. They responded back and then boom, he won the opportunity. So that didn't take a grant proposal. You understand? That just took really a business plan and a pitch deck. That was it. That's why I say have a business plan, a pitch deck, which is a PowerPoint presentation, and all that good stuff. That didn't need a grant proposal. So there's some grants that you simply don't need to have a grant proposal at all. Okay. Yeah. Having your business plan, I'll say this again, Raw the Soldier. Having a business plan will serve as an answer key for you answering questions on your grant application. Having a business plan will serve as an answer key. Having a business plan will serve as an answer key for you answering the questions on grant applications. That's why you need to have a business plan. Why you need to have a business plan. If that grant asks for a grant proposal and what's called a LOI, letter of intent, then that's when you do a separate, direct, tailored document specifically for that. You don't write a general grant proposal to send to all of the grantors. Hell no. A grant proposal is different from a business plan. I have a whole 6-minute video that explains that to you. Business plan explains what your business goals are in the next 5 years, your business mission, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Who are your competitors? What makes you so different from your competitors? What are your income goals? What is your revenue generating goals? What are the supplies and equipment that you plan to, gain for you to be able to develop your product or service? What is your marketing strategy? That's That's a proper business plan. What are your marketing analysis? What are your risk analysis? Which means what are the risk factors and the things and the adversities that you could potentially go through in your marketing? How do you plan to persevere through that? That's why you need to have a business plan, because the business plan is your answer key to your grant application. That's why you need to have one. Grant proposal is a one-page document listing the name of the grant amount, and about your company and how this grant will be impactful, how you're going to use the grant. That's why each grant proposal is going to be different. It's a tailored situation. You can't just create one grant proposal and use that one grant proposal and submit it to all the grants that you apply to. No, because you might get your application voided because they didn't ask for all that information. You're just doing more than what they're asking for. Simply follow the rules. As soon as you don't follow the rules, void it, throw them out the window. Because they hire volunteers and people to actually sit down and go through these applications. It's not AI that's just scanning your application through. Mind you, they use an AI tool to make sure that you're not using AI to submit your application. That's called Zero GPT. If you use ChatGPT to develop your application answers, they're going to download your application through their system. They're going to upload that application and your answers into Zero GPT, and that Zero GPT is the world's leading AI detector. It's going to let them know if you use ChatGPT to answer your questions on the application. Try it if you want to. You're getting voided. So for those of you who have been applying to grants and you've been using AI, congratulations. That's why you're not winning grants. I understand that this is probably new information to you. I love you, and that's why I'm telling you this stuff. I'm so proud of you, wishing you the best. I watch you from time to time and tell people about you. Keep going. Thank you so much, friend. I totally appreciate your content. Hey, Yvette. Wait, that's not Yvette. It's heavy. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Barry. I totally appreciate your content and thank you for the emails regarding the grants. You're welcome. All right. So any more questions y'all have? What more questions do you guys have? Mm, 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 mm. You guys, make sure you like this live stream so more and more people can come into the live stream, because we're doing a really good job about talking about this good stuff. Oh, it's Yvette. Okay, yeah, I thought it was. And shout out to you, Yvette. Thank you so much for purchasing the course. Did you get my email? Oh yeah, you said thank you for the emails regarding the grants. Okay, yeah. It's not superior to ChatGPT. Yeah, exactly. Right. You should not use ChatGPT at all. At all. Okay, you got it. Good. Yvette signed up. No time wasted. Yvette, make sure you fill out that Google form. Okay, so I can apply to the grant for you. I gotta sit down and search for them. So it should be done by this weekend. What other questions do you guys have? We went over a lot in this live stream. This live stream is about almost what we running into 2 hours. It's been a while since I did a 2 hour live stream. And not gonna lie, I feel like I've been kind of like my own self. Can I be vulnerable? I feel like even my own self, I've been actually quite demotivated. Where do you sign up? So where you can sign up is you click on my face, depending on what device you're using, but click on the description of this live stream. So if you're on like an iPhone or something, you can click my face. It should be somewhere in it, or I don't know, somewhere at the bottom or at the top. Somebody help out our friend. But inside of the description is going to be the link for you to be able to click on so you can go and purchase the $35 course. I see classified. Can you help? He lives 31. Can you help out our friend and explain how you can access the course? Okay, you submitted it. Let me see if you submitted the form. Let me make sure I got it too. Yep, I got it. Thank you. Hey, Wood. I got it. Thank you. Alicia. Oh, you in Titusville? Well, we cousins. I mean, I'm from Miami, but we cousins. You know what I mean? That's like Orlando. Oh, speaking of which, I'm coming to the US in August, you guys. I'm gonna actually start promoting that in I want to say like the end of this month. I wanted to say no. I was gonna start promoting it in June, but I'm gonna start taking in-person consultations, like bookings for it. The entire month of August, I'm going to be in the United States. I'm gonna tell you which city I'm gonna be in. You're gonna book. I'm gonna pick 3 cities. Of course, Florida. Florida, Florida. All right. I think I'm gonna do 2 cities in Florida. I think I'm gonna just do like Orlando and Miami, Central and South Florida. And then I'm going to do Atlanta for sure because I'm going to Invest Fest. So while I'm there in Atlanta for that entire week for Invest Fest is August 20th. So that entire week of August, August 20th or so, starting that Monday, I'm going to be in Atlanta. And does likes contribute to your channel? Yes, it does. It helps the algorithm know that you guys like these types of live streams, and it pushes out this content to people who are looking for business funding opportunities and just like some business help. So yeah, like the live stream. You know what I mean? Like it and share it and stuff. Um, and share it on your Facebook. Like share the link on your Facebook so other people can start joining. And what else? So yeah, Atlanta, Georgia, and then I have one more city. I don't know if it's gonna be like Texas or something, but we'll see. Okay, so Helios 31, you have to click on the description, copy the link, and look it up. It should pull up for you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. You can also visit superior solution.etsy.com. Superior Solution, not solutions with a S, but solution. Superior Solution, SOLUTION.etsy.com. You can visit there. Let me tell my friend. You're from West Palm Beach? I like West Palm Beach. Okay, let me see. What you say? You say I think it would be cool if you set up something so that way we can purchase access to for someone as a gift. I think that would be a good avenue for you. We buy lots of useless junk as gift. You actually can purchase my services for a gift. I have had couples, right? Especially about like Valentine's Day and Christmas and for like birthdays. I've had couples like husbands, wives, where they would purchase my services. They will purchase my they will have me write a business plan for them and write at least 10 grants for them. And for their friend or their loved one. So you can do that. You just have to like in our email thread, you have to make it very clear, okay. And when you fill out my grant request form, like my business request form, right, which is the information I need to know about your business, you have to put it in that person's name. So yeah, you can do that. I've had people that purchase my courses and they've gift the courses via email to other people, like you know what I mean. So yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Yeah, you can do that. Let's like you want me to start selling physical products now. Physical products, that's a different situation. That's a different situation. That's a different situation. I love you guys so much for being on here. I think we have been on here for officially in 2 minutes, it'll be 2 hours. So, any last minute questions, remarks, all that good stuff? We've been on here for a minute. I gotta like go and do like an in person meeting, just go hang out with a good friend of mine and just tell her how I've been doing. Nigeria is such an amazing company, but I think this is one of the countries where I have actually been quite comfortable because the USD, because I earn in USD, is like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm okay with making the bare minimum, and that really, really gets on my nerves. Like that's been getting on my nerves. That's actually been discouraging me. So I'm gonna go talk to my friend who like has a high position in what she's doing in life. She's an amazing person, and she's also like my spiritual sister too. And I'm going to talk to her about how I've been feeling and what this is and why I've gotten comfortable and why I feel like I'm not pushing myself enough because I should be doing these live streams like more often. You understand? So yeah. And it's not easy because I'm all the way over here in Africa too. Like the time difference, I'm 6 hours ahead. It's 6 o'clock in the evening right now here. It's probably 12 in the afternoon for y'all. So having to stay up, like my YouTube algorithm lets me know that you all are, majority of y'all are actually on live or on YouTube around midnight for me, but that's 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern time for y'all. So because I know that, it's like it is such a challenge for me to stay up late night. I've been in Nigeria for about 7 months. Well, yeah, about 7 months now. So I'm definitely used to this time, used to the weather. I'm used to everything over here. So it's a challenge for me to actually like stay up late and to commit to doing late live streams. So I just want to go talk with my sister, my spiritual sister, and just be like, this is what I've been doing. But I also do believe that I can push through. I do believe that I can do it. And the reason why I'm so hurt by it, let's say, or so demotivated, or just so like, I don't know how to express it emotionally, but I think why I'm so hurt about it and so concerned about it, there you go. Why I'm so concerned is simply because my mission is literally to make sure you guys understand the importance of this. Also, a lot of my clients come from here. This is the platform that I promote my business on. So if I'm not promoting myself and marketing myself and coming on YouTube and things like that, then I'm not allowing myself to really continue to create awareness and educate those people that need this education. And I'm also not telling people, giving them like a safe outlet or a safe place where they can purchase these services and actually go for these opportunities. Like, you know what I mean? I have like my clients that won grants, they are not going to write grants for themselves, but I've won over $100,000 for these people. You understand? And they would have never won that opportunity if I wasn't consistent with coming on YouTube, or if I wasn't consistent with, expressing and teaching you guys about what's going on. I have to really, it's for my type clients type and things like that. I have to really explain to you what this world is like. You understand? And even if you know about grants, I have to still convince you that this is something and opportunities that you should go for. And even when I convince you, I have to be consistent in convincing you. You have to keep seeing my face. That way I can remind you, because life be lifing. So because I understand how I gain clients and that this is the main platform that I market myself on, if I'm not committing to being consistent or coming on this platform, then am I committing to the business mission, which is making sure you all are aware of the opportunities you should be taking on? Also, a lot of the times when I'm on these live streams, God be speaking through me. Somebody might need to hear the word that will give them the faith and motivation and the drive and the passion and the execution to get up and go for it. But if I don't show up and allow God to shine his glory and allow him to use my tongue to speak to y'all about certain things, then guess what? I'm not really putting in efforts. I'm not really doing the work that God has put me on this earth to do. You feel me? So it's deeper than just making money. It's like, nah, I really do. I'm 10 years in this game. I'm actually I am very passionate about this. And I want to understand, like, what is it that has made me so comfortable with being in Nigeria specifically that I am not going harder than what I could. And I also feel like I need to be showing y'all more of this country, especially for my Black American brothers and sisters that actually want to visit Africa. So yeah, that's me being vulnerable. I love y'all so much. Thank you for listening. Thanks for listening. So I have my own business things that I go through too. I'm a real person. You know what I mean? I'm a real human being. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna do my best to try to come on here at midnight for me, but I think it's 6 p.m. for y'all. Don't forget about my $35 course. The link is in the description. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me. It is $100, but super worth it. And yeah, okay, you guys can just like make sure you share my videos, especially my playlist. That'll teach you everything about how to search and apply to grants and then some. I'm gonna see you guys later. Okay. Peace and blessings, and I love you. Bye bye for now.